Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Johanna from High Tea Toys, as you will know if you've been watching my videos. I'm going to be talking about my city and my updates because if you've been following me on Instagram, I have been really getting into my city, like genuinely love it. So I obviously started this collection as like a massive Harry Potter collector. I wanted to regain that sort of like nostalgia, but then I really slowly got into the modulars and it kind of just snowballed from that. And actually, since I have my double shelf at the back, you can see, I've just fallen in love with city building. I think I've always kind of loved like miniature railways and like model villages and stuff like that, so I feel like Lego, which is my favourite thing, combined with making miniature cities is kind of like the perfect thing for me. Also, I've been doing a lot of MOCs this month. So normally I get a few sets every month, but actually this month, instead of buying any sets, I have actually just bought loads of bricks, which arguably is not the most sensible way to spend your money because bricks individually are very expensive. However, I've been doing some really exciting projects and I just thought, do you know what, instead of addressing the Harry Potter Lego rumours, I'll just talk about like the cool things that I've been making on my own, just in my room, you know, to make me happy. So as you can see, there's probably like, oh, you can see here, there's lots of like rubbish going on. However, there's been some really fun updates because I found a way to basically extend the city, because before it stopped here, but I've kind of been able to extend it onto here as well. And basically that means that I have room to extend, and it also means that I can get the bookshop because I now have room for it, unlike before where I definitely did not. I love the bookshop modular, but I've been kind of holding off buying it because there was literally no like place for it to really go. It's miraculous sometimes how you come up with an idea and all of a sudden you have like so much more space for new stuff. It's also funny because I got to the point where I realised I cannot possibly display all the sets I own built, so I've actually broken some sets that I really love but I didn't really feel fitted in display wise down into bricks, and I've been reusing the bricks a little bit. But anyway, so what I've been doing is, you know, I had the Friends set, well you will do if you follow me on Instagram, and I love that set. Like I built it a little while ago, we actually had so much fun putting it together. I absolutely adored the amount of detail that there is in that set. Like it's a beautiful design. Really recommend you getting it, it's gorgeous. Loved the minifigures, loved all the details that they put into the Central Perk Cafe, and I built it and it looked great, and then I just had it on a shelf. And I think I always sort of had in the back of my mind that I really wanted to adapt this set into a modular style building because it's really pretty and it's really nice, and like you can't have too many cafes in your city, right? Like we all love a good coffee. So basically I kind of always knew that I wanted to adapt it, but I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And then I got to the point where I realised how I could extend my city because I found out you can cut base plate. Now cover your ears if you hate that kind of stuff, but because I'm working with really limited space here, the revelation that cutting a base plate down to size is actually really simple and can be done really precise was such an amazing discovery for me that it's kind of changed the future of my city, because all of a sudden I could utilise the Calyx unit behind me to kind of become an extension of my city, which, as you can probably tell by me, is very exciting. So I had a really large 48 by 48 base plate, which pretty much fitted into the Calyx unit. It did lengthwise, it was just a little bit too wide, and basically I could get 6 studs off it on the side and it fitted perfectly. So that's what I've done here in this sort of building there. I'll show you in a minute more up close, but it was just amazing because basically, I'll just explain how I did it. Basically I got a cutting board, very important, don't want to be cutting into anything. Get a Stanley knife. Obviously, if you're a child, please get your adult involved. And then using plates, you can kind of like stick them onto the base plate as a ruler and then cut alongside the plates. If it's a genuine Lego base plate, the plastic is quite soft, so actually you will just go through after a few goes. But because it's plastic, obviously the moment you've gone over it once, it's quite easy to stick the same line. So actually you can cut these really cleanly into the shape and size that you need to fit into the awkward spaces you have, which has meant that I now have a Chinese quarter, because one of the things that was really sad to me is that one of my favourite sets, the Chinese New Year set from last year, the Chinese temple, I couldn't really find a way to incorporate that. That was kind of sad, and I kind of really wanted to because it's absolutely one of my favourite sets. And this way, actually, because I now have a base plate there, I could like stick down the shops and put minifigures down and everything. So it became more of a market, but it was still a little bit empty. So I was like, do you know what I need to do? I need to add a coffee shop, because we all need a good coffee after browsing this amazing market. So I started mocking my Central Park one, and that was so much fun because actually the set itself comes with loads of bricks. So the moment that you kind of start like scaling it down a little bit, I kind of knew what size roughly I wanted or how wide I wanted it to be, which was quite a lot smaller than the actual set. And I kind of just started playing around with it, which is one of the most fun things about Lego, because though it's a little bit scary to break down the really cool sets, you get to build something really cool and new. So basically, because my collection of bricks is really limited for a long time, I couldn't really do the mocking and stuff in real life. I always had to resort to going onto start.io and kind of building them virtually, which is still really useful, and I definitely still do. But there is just nothing quite like doing it with actual bricks. Definitely way more annoying, especially if you realise halfway through that the bottom brick you used is not what you need. But it's also really satisfying, and it's away from your screen for a bit, so I've been really enjoying that. Then today, my bricks arrived. The bricks arrived so I can kind of make my top floors, because basically what I've done with the existing bricks and some of the bricks that I owned, I made 2 levels to my Central Park, but then I still needed to include this really nice iconic couch. So I realised I needed to have like a 3rd level as well as a roof for that. So I'm going to add a roof and 3rd level to my mock today, which is going to be exciting. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. And then when I was halfway through that and waiting on bricks, because stupidly I decided to order them, even though I didn't budget for them. I feel that's a theme this month. That really needs to be rectified next month. But whilst I was waiting for my bricks to arrive over the weekend, because annoyingly I ordered my bricks on Friday, which means that they don't come in time until Monday, so I just basically had a weekend of no Lego projects. So I was like, do you know what's a really good idea? Let's start another Lego project that is going to cost more money. Super smart. So I did. If you're familiar with the Monkey Kid line, there is a really cool Monkey Kid mech, like Monkey King mech I think it's called, which comes with a really cute ramen shop. Like, I think it's a bao shop, but like basically a really nice little building where there's like a big billboard on top. I'll show you in a picture just right here so you can see what I'm talking about. And I really love this building. I don't own the set, but I really liked it so much. And I've been thinking about adapting it for like a long time, because, or even just building it, because obviously I don't own it. I kind of started with that. I built it sort of in a really bad mock-up, as you can see behind me, with like bricks that I had here, so I had an idea of scale, because I realised that if I'm going to put the bookshop in this area here, there's going to be a lot of empty space on one side. So if I build a really narrow sort of modular style building, I can have something there. And the ramen shop is really narrow, so that would fit perfectly. Yay! So I started building it brick build first, so I can kind of get an idea of scale. And then I went on stud.io and basically just started playing around with it, adding onto it, making it more modular, realising that like the size of the floors need to be a bit higher, and basically I just played around with it loads over the weekend, got some lovely input from some of my Lego friends as well to kind of help with maybe adding some more details, which was great. So I've been doing that over the weekend, and I'm really happy with the design. So I'm going to be inserting that sort of like maybe here, maybe over my face. Let's see what I'll do with the footage. So yes, that's what I've been doing over the weekend. I've just been having loads of fun working on the city and kind of extending that and mocking that and making that sort of like to my liking. Very importantly, of course, it was spring this weekend, so I decided to update all the leaves on the trees in the city so they're now all light green and blossomy. Because hey, I actually have one tree that's going to go in the city at some point, so they're all light green now. They'll have little blossoms, so the house now feels spring ready, at least Lego wise. The moral of the story is March has been a fantastic month for extending the city and mocking. It's been a terrible month for my wallet and very badly budgeted, which is something I'm going to have to 100% change next month. But I think the results are worth it. I think the city is in a nice state to be shown off. Thank you so very much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and all that jazz. Let me know what you're building in your city, and I will see you next time. Bye!